What if masculinity wasn't about power, control, or ego, but about love? Today's guest has lived both sides of the story, and now he's on a mission to redefine what it means to be a man in today's world. Steve Toelupe is the founder of Meant for More and Core Life Coaching, helping men break old patterns and redefine what strength really looks like. His story isn't theory, it's raw and real. Steve's journey from pain and pressure to purpose and possibility has made him a voice of hope for men everywhere. He believes healthy masculinity is the gateway to stronger families, better relationships, and a better world. Steve, welcome to Attention is the Currency.
Awesome. Thanks. And thanks for the intro. It's
Very, very
pretty
welcome. It doesn't do you justice of the work you're doing out in the world. So we're excited to have you on the show today. And we're going to just start. Steve, give us the backstory. What was the moment you realized something had to change?
I feel in my pretty much late teens, just, going through the motions, especially, um, drinking, exploring drugs, smoking a lot of marijuana, and just really ignoring my intuition. Like something deep inside of me was saying, it's actually time, it's time to leave the party. And, just numbing out a bit, numbing out more, and then probably waking up the next day and feeling something inside of me had shifted, like, more or a deeper level of awareness that this is not meant for me and hashtag I'm meant for more.
Yeah, that's perfect. Where I think we all hit that bit of that stage, but not quite to that extreme as we're growing up. If we're going to go anywhere in this world, how did you how did your own definition of masculinity hold you back?
Own definition of it held me back in terms of like, um, you know, feeling what I was actually feeling and also speaking up, especially like culturally, like a lot of, Pacifica children are not necessarily encouraged to speak up. There's a little bit of a hierarchy of being seen but not heard, not having a voice.
Yeah, and well, how did that shift for from there? For
How did it shift? I feel I just got so pissed off, kept it all inside, and then my avenue for releasing anger in a healthy way was through sports. And then I started to actually learn how to express myself through movement, physical movement, and then gradually through speaking up, having a voice, um, you know, sharing that what I was seeing, what I was feeling was not okay. And that, what's the other side of this? Like really questioning, what's the other side of this?
yeah, no, well, so a level of discomfort really just it hit breaking point. And what does healthy masculinity sort of mean to you today after all of that?
Happy masculinity. So the ability and skill to recognize an emotion that's coming through, that's, entering the body and really respond to it. And that may be responding by actually through self-care, self-reflection, more feminine energy, or being assertive and speaking up. So tapping into masculine energy. So for me, it's a really healthy balance of having all your resources available.
That's good. And why do you think so many men struggle with this vulnerability now?
Um, so typically through social conditioning, cultural programming, and probably deep down inside through fear that they may not seem like a real man. They may not be um, viewed as manly, or they may not be, accepted into maybe the group or the tribe or the clan, and that feeling of inadequacy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can. There's definitely so much judgment in the world now, and I know that we're really scared to fail in this world and not be sick because yeah, a lot of pressures are put on men, probably even more than ever in history.
Yeah, definitely. And it starts at an early age, right? So, as a, a son, you're looking at your father or brother, and you have this kind of maybe a vision of what you will turn out to be, or what's the role model, what messages are they sending to you?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, how does this old version of masculinity impact families and relationships?
Old version. Yeah, it happens on different levels. It's more about not being available. So you're not being fully available to meet needs of children. You know, it's common for children or boys to hide what they're actually feeling and um, um, change actually who they are to be accepted and approved of. For the adults, if they're dysregulated or activated, you know, they're not meeting their own needs first. So how can they meet the needs of the child or the family? And again, it's not being judgmental. It's just about, what is actually happening in the moment and where are your needs not being met and how to actually, for me, it was basically getting through to the next moment. So basically in survival, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's no, it makes sense because yeah, when you're in survival mode, you because I know that a lot of parents complain that they're so focused on other things and they're not able to they feel guilt over not feeling like they're performing, which probably it creates that cycle as well, and it just sort of spirals for them. So for the man listening right now who feels stuck in old patterns, where should he start? What is the first starting point?
Where should we start? Great question. Awareness and honesty, really being mindful of what actually is happening for seeking feedback. So when I mean about being honest, it's really important that becoming aware of not feeling okay, and it's okay to not feel okay, rather than the common one is not feeling okay and just pushing through.
So it's sort of yeah, taking stock of yourself first in that. So, what practical steps can men take to show up with love without uh, f- feeling weak?
Feeling me? Yeah, so practical steps. I always encourage self-care. Self-care is a great place to start. After awareness, where you're kind of out of balance. So that could be like physical movement, that could be diet, could be connection. So again, one of the key things is slowing down enough to be aware, because we're in a, you know, modern day environment where things are so fast paced, we're so distracted or even overstimulated. We're kind of waking up and we're already activated. We're already on for, you know, our roles of being the dad or the brother or man of the house. We're already on. So that's really important. So in the morning, that you have some practices where you just tune into yourself first, give yourself what you need first, and sometimes it's the hardest part,
Or
but
being
it's the most.
yeah, being more present is always yeah.
Yeah,
It-
exactly.
and how do you personally stay grounded and true to your values when life gets heavy and noisy and busy?
Again, just slowing down, understanding what are your values. A lot of men, what I've noticed, um, just going through the motions, autopilot, habit, survival. Wake up, get ready, go to work. So again, just reviewing what are my values, and it's a great place to kind of start again to make decisions from pretty much, because then you're pausing, you're checking in with yourself, and then what's the next best step for me moving forward. And this is a practice, and it does take quite a bit of time.
And that's why you've created the meant for more. So the for the support there. So what inspired it, and what does that the name mean?
Yeah. So pretty much, leaving school, lacking direction, carefree. So, single. And again, for me, it was just a lot of, you know, uh, drinking, a lot of smoking marijuana, exploring recreational drugs, right? And then me having my first girlfriend, having a child at 21 years old. So again, that was the catalyst. I was exploring mindfulness anyway, and um, having a child, and then part of that's taking responsibility, and then the relationship ended, and then there was an agreement for me to look after our daughter until she was 5. And honestly, that was the pretty much one of the catalysts and awakening that helped me create discipline and structure. So that's one of the keys, developing discipline and a structure.
Yeah, stepping up to be the man that needs to do what it needs to be done. So what's been the most rewarding transformation you've seen in your work?
Rewarding. So the transformations, you know, seeing the light and making the transition to evolve into something better, something greater, something deeper, higher, and also, raise a really beautiful young daughter. So, seeing both sides of it and realizing that it is so possible, change is so possible at any age.
I know that you've seen some transformation with the men that you're working with as well in your groups that are starting to get the support that they need for their disciplines and their structures and everything along those for your work.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, you know, and then through my journey, doing some research on what actually a evolved man, you know, looks like or displays or characteristics, I came up with these 6, characteristics, skills and traits that an evolved man displays. So that was part of, developing the program, the community, and also my journey through, mindful parenting, education, background in sports, and then a movement into coaching, and how it started to, blend together, really naturally unfold for me.
Yeah, everything's supposed to be aligned. That's part of the intuitive angle of things of being connected.
Yeah, definitely. connected, feel more grounded, feel more confident. Yeah, evolve.
Yeah. So, what's your ultimate vision for Meant for More and your work with men?
It's a great question. Great question. Just build a community of men who can reclaim their sensitivity, their power, and their authenticity. So, what that means is making love, our true nature, more and more accessible and available, especially knowing that it's within us. And, you know, sharing that with your partner, with your family, and it might sound woo-woo or airy-fairy, but creating this really dynamic and wholesome family unit, community, yeah, and world together.
I definitely feel like a lot of people feel these days that things are missing. So, I guess you can't really. You can't really. It's always difficult to explain these things without making it sound a bit woo woo because, but they know if they're breaking through that, they can see the benefits on the other side.
Yeah, you've definitely got it. Breaking through the other side, reclaiming, evolving. So these are really important words because they actually resonate with love. So we're moving from fear, hiding away, in our caves, and evolving out of our cave into actually the light.
So if there's men listening right now and they want to connect with you and follow your work and get involved, what would be the best way to join the movement?
Join the movement. Yeah. So I've got a Facebook group they can join. Got an online community they can join. Can contact me directly. It's really it's an inclusive community. So again, whatever your challenges, what you're struggling with, I am reachable. So it's either through um, email, calling me up directly, being bold,
Yeah.
join the community. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely put all the links for Steve in the description, so everyone can jump on there and jump into the group for all those men looking for that guidance, discipline, and structure. And Steve, this is the signature question of the interview to make sure. So everyone needs to answer this one, and it goes on our reels. So, if attention is the currency, what should men stop spending it on, and what should they start investing it in?
Yeah. Stop spending it on things outside of you. Stop wasting time on old models of being, of doing, showing up in the world. Stop wasting time on this armor that you're carrying, that's baggage from the past, and invest more time on, again, self-care, self-love, and self-trust, and you'll immediately experience a difference in how you feel about yourself. You'll start seeing yourself in a different light rather than walking around, again, just carrying the past around with you. So it's important. And like you said, where attention goes, energy flows.
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you, Steve. Steve Toelupe, just delivered a message men everywhere need to hear. Strength isn't about walls, it's about connection. Find Steve and his work at Meant for More, which is the number four, .com. Share this episode with a man who needs to hear it. And remember, real change starts when we choose to show up differently. Thank you again, Steve, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.